So today's our first day of the opening. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. So I don't know if it's stressful or if I'm nervous right now. It's just a mixture of emotions and everything. It's my first project opening a restaurant. Everything's very new because even though I was an opening member at Atomix, I wasn't fully in charge of the opening process. So it's very exciting. The name Oyatte came from my last name. It means plum blossom. That doesn't mean that I want to do the Korean cuisine, but I want to keep my heritage as a chef. It is a 8-course placing menu, but in Atelier, you'll see 6-7 different types of festival canapés. I said it's a contemporary cuisine, but to be very honest, I have no idea what's my cuisine yet. I think it'll take a little more time. Yes, first guessing. I will have a ticket very soon. There you go. It's 5:30. We are now open at Restaurant Oyatte in New York City. So this quail is from Sonoma, California, Wolfe Ranch Farm. I think he grows the best quail in the world. It's really big. So we served this quail as a smoked and then fermented butter hollandaise sauce. People, they think it's too gamey, but this one is not. It's very mild in flavor, in a good way. It's just delicious. Juicy, very meaty. You have a tenderloin attached to the breast, and then everything is open like this. So half the bird will be one portion. And then this is a solution for brining, 5% salt and 3% sugar. And then we brine it for 6 hours. I've worked at Grandma's Tavern 10 plus years ago. And then I went to Geranium in Copenhagen, Atomix back in New York, French Laundry, Napa Valley, and then here I am in New York again. I've learned so many different things from different restaurants. What I learned from Atomix for opening process, the chef has to do more than cooking. The chef needs to do a little touch of everything. Opening a restaurant in New York City, I think is a waiting game. Everything is postponed, delayed, permit, we have to wait for a fire department, etc., etc. Chefs normally don't have money, so I got investment, I got places, I got canceled. It repeated like at least 4 times to finally find this place. So this is a quail with it's been brined for 6 hours. We glaze it twice, dry it overnight, and then we're gonna roll it into shape, steam it, and then glaze it one more time, and then we smoke it for 12 minutes. Wild quail is smoking right now. Let's do hollandaise then. So these eggs are very special. It's from upstate New York, Kristal's farm. So here I have a reduction of shallots and white wine, and then rice wine vinegar, salt, and then egg yolk. You see, it's so thick and rich in flavor. And then now it's time for emulsification. I have a hot butter here, and then give it like a couple minutes to cook the egg yolk. And this is the sauce. So I have here par-cooked acorn, adding chicken stock here, and a little bit of salt. I'm cooking it down. I'm gonna cook the white asparagus here. I'm gonna cook it pretty aggressive. Since this one is all reduced, I'm adding the whole butter a little bit to glaze it, and then adding this lovage leaves and a lovage stem as well. This is nice and glazed. It's ready to go. So the oil is 350, and then we pour the oil over the quail. The natural sugar from black rice vinegar getting caramelized. To be honest, I try not to get inspirations because eventually I'm afraid to just copy paste someone's food. And then this is the hollandaise we made earlier. And the sauce here is the fermented butternut squash hot sauce. I just play around, and that quail dish is not final. There's no ever final version of the dish. Hey, Brad. You got 10, man.
I know.
Already.
I know.
This is Brad. He's owner and the farmer at Crown Daisy Farm. Oyatte is a partner with the farm. He used to be the head farmer at the French Laundry when I was a sous chef there.
Well, we've been talking for months as I develop my crop plan, and they are developing their menu, and then we just sort of are in constant communication.
If you see in the market or grocery, Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, you can really find these vegetables. Have you seen this size of onion? I'm gonna maybe trim that, confit the whole thing with the grain and the bulbs, and then serve it whole, and it's so sweet and nice. Just very fortunate to have it.
These are little kohlrabis, but they're actually not super young. They were just grown a lot in the cold, so they grew slowly.
This one we serve for artillery menu. It's a second serving of the menu. I tried to cook it, braise it, grill them. The best way to eat it was just raw. And then the inside is so tender and sweet. We reserve all these leaves and then we ferment them with the garlic, salt, and sugar, some anchovies, depends on the use. Polish a little bit just for visual. I'm gonna glaze this kohlrabi with the cherry blossom oil and then using this pickled lilac flower. In the springtime, we try to preserve and ferment the vegetables as much as possible. And then when I do the menu, I look at my pantry, what do we have? We're using a very specific sea salt from Amagansett. Here, the dipping sauce is the rice wine lees with the preserved kumquat. We did it in the winter. And then we just blend it with some creme fraiche. And then this one is a dressing, oil confit cherry blossom with poached rhubarb syrup and cherry blossom vinegar. So next dish is a porridge. We are highlighting a spring green porridge, serving with the black garlic gastrique. I mean, unfortunately, we are fully booked every day. I think it's because of the show on the Netflix called Culinary Class Wars. So this dish is the very first dish I presented on the show. I don't want to get my shallots colored. I just want to sweat them until like a translucent, very aromatic. And then I add my two different types of brown rice. One rice is called a Golden Queen, which has more aroma and then fragrant smell. And then the other one is called Sechongmu, has more chewy, bouncy texture. You want to toast the rice a little bit, and I'm adding white wine, and I'm reducing it rapidly until no moisture. Then I'm adding chicken stock here, and then mushroom stock as well. So once the rice is part cooked, we spread them out on the tray, cool it down as soon as possible. And then once it's cooled, we just portion it and then ready for service. So right before finding this space, I decided to participate the show on the Netflix because if I don't do anything, nothing's gonna happen. I really enjoyed it, to be honest, because I didn't need to think about anything else but cooking. And then after the show released, investors were so happy. This is a part cooked brown rice. And then this is another mixture of mushroom stock and then chicken stock. Garlic chive, and then we start cooking it. You reduce it down until there's no liquid. And then I'm gonna add this bechamel. This is a spring green puree bechamel. It's the base of the sauce. In here we have a chrysanthemum and then wild water parsley. For seasoning, I'm using the soy liquid from preserved black truffle. Give it a taste. Very nice. I'm adding the puffed barley for texture a little bit, and then stems of water parsley here. It was a lot more components when it was on the show, but I played little by little and then tried to make it better. Here we have a black garlic gastrique. I'm using cherry wine, house ferment black garlic, some glucose and the soy sauce here. And then having this porridge in the middle, fresh chopped water parsley on top. At Oyatte, we use a lot of preserved and ferments. Black truffle is nothing different. We macerate it in the soy sauce, just a straight up soy sauce for 3 days. And it smells really good, taste is really good. Just glaze it for aroma and also for visually it's nice and shiny. Not just blanching quickly, but you actually cook it. So you tenderize it when you roll it. To be honest, I'm learning every day that I'm not good enough to be an owner yet because it's so hard to hide my emotion. Brandon, who sliced this lardo? It's too thick. Everyone is completely new to work with me. If you ignore small things like details, then you'll never be a better chef. That's, I think, where the intensity comes from. Wipe your table, wipe your side. I think I just need to explain why we are doing this and how we are doing this. And then you need to twist it to make a tighter roll. I showed you guys yesterday, right? And then can you touch this one? Shafat, can you touch this one? And then can you touch the one of that one? You see the difference? They work so hard. We try to provide the best food and the service as possible. Me, I have to get better little by little every day to have my team get better every day. This is Chef Brendan, and then He's gonna show us how to break down this giant squid, and then we're gonna prepare for a cucumber dish.
So we just take off the backbones and then just take off the guts and the legs carefully. Hasung, he really wants to focus on the vegetable. We need a little more texture, a little more body into our cucumber dish.
Texture is almost like soft mochi, kind of a little bit chewy and the sweet texture. I think that's really great with the crunchiness from cucumber.
So once it's done, we're gonna age it like 1 day for overnight, and then we can use it tomorrow.
So we use 3 different types of cucumber: Kirby, Persian, English cucumbers. English we use for cucumber village sauce, and Persian cucumber we use for 2 different preparation. Even with the cucumber, it has all different flavor. Charred cucumber has a little smokiness. Salted and sauteed cucumber have a little nuttiness. Cucumber village sauce has a freshness of the cucumber. And lastly, Kirby cucumber we use for cucumber relish. Can I give you acidity a little bit? On the bottom, we have a smoked eel mousse panna cotta. That eel is from Maine, domestic smoked.
So next, we're gonna thinly slice the charred cucumber. This is salted cucumber. The point of this, we want to show all the layers. The squid. This is Caviar brand, the Kristal Kohlrabi. This is the village earlier we made. Finishing with the chive oil. It's like elevating like every single ingredient.
A few changes today. Instead of tonko mushroom on the lamb, we're using morel mushroom stuffed with a black trumpet.
How many morel is it on the plate? One. Okay.
When I was a French Laundry, I visited per se for a business trip a couple times. That's how I met Cecile, and then her service was outstanding. She was very passionate. That's how we started working together.
Every day is challenging. I mean, we overcome some problem and some other arise, but it's great. It's really like an amazing opportunity, and it's a good project who will be really good in a few years. It just needs some time.
Stay focused, guys. Very busy night. Thank you, everyone.
Chef.
Latest tasting menu, I said it's an 8-course menu, but in Atelier you'll see 6-7 different types of vegetable canapés. So there's an old barn made in 19th century in our farm. We had to take that down. So we brought the old wood panel to use for interior design here.
So they stay here for an hour about, and after that the table goes upstairs and they have the second part of the experience, which is more like fine dining style experience upstairs.
Upstairs we have a crustacean course, finfish or truffle, or you have a lamb or quail and 2 desserts. Sometimes if you go to France, after your steak, you get cheese course or salad course. So I was thinking, what if you have like dessert salad course after our quail or lamb? Sometimes it takes me months and months to create a dish versus this mugwort dessert I spend only a day. And around the mugwort ice cream, we have a fava shoots, pea tendrils, pea shoots, fresh kiwi, kiwi jerky. This is like a pine tree oil. And then finish this with preserved spruce tips. And this is the dessert. At the end of the day, Oyatte is just one of many restaurants. My hope is that my team and guests, when they come to this space, they feel comfortable, enjoyable, and be happy. Can you ask him if he needs more hours? No. Okay. Mucho cansado. Me too.